한인의 밤 및 미주 한인의 날 연례 만찬을 맞아서 바쁘신 중에 참석해 주신 여러분께 진심으로 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 또 특별히 바쁘신 중에 또 참석해 주신 뉴욕 총영사 손세주 대사님, 그리고 김석주 전직회장협의회 의장님을 비롯한 우리 전직회장님 여러분, 그리고 뉴욕 방문 중에도 특별히 참석해 주신 우리 조규형 재동포 재단 이사장님, 또 우리 정재근 평통뉴욕협의회 회장님, 직무자치협의회 김현일 회장님, 그리고 장목회 하장도 회장님, 왜 내 기분 여러분께 뜨거운 감사의 말씀을 올립니다. 감사합니다. 영상 잘 보셨죠? 이 영상 속에 제가 하고 싶은 모든 말이 다 들어있습니다. 저는 그리고 왜 이 영상을 볼 때마다 눈물이 나는지 모르겠어요. 6.25 한국전쟁이 끝나고 잿더미 위에서 시작한 지난 60년의 역사가 그 이전에 4,300년의 역사보다도 더 많은 변화와 발전을 가지고 왔습니다. 때앗볕의 사우디에서 1000m 땅 밑 서독의 지하 탄광에서, 그리고 서독의 요양원에서, 전쟁터인 베트남에서, 세계 끝 어디라도 경제적인 부가 있다면 목숨을 걸고 가서 일했습니다. 또 후손에게 가난을 물려줄 수 없다는 절망감으로 허기진 배를 허리띠로 졸라매고 자녀 교육에 올인했던 우리의 부모 세대와 또 우리들의 세대가 오늘의 대한민국을 세계 10대 경제대국으로 만들었습니다. 여러분 자랑스럽지 않습니까? 박수 한번 치십시오. 이것은 기적 같은 것이 아니고 전 세계가 인정하는 바로 기적의 현대사입니다. 우리의 부모 세대와 우리의 세대야말로 한민족의 우수성을 스스로 증명하고 있는 것입니다. 그리고 현재 미국에는 20만 명의 입양인들이 저희들과 함께 살고 있습니다. 이 자리는 특별히 자랑스러운 한민족의 긍지를 입양인들과 함께 나누는 자리이기도 합니다. 지금 우리 한인은 우리의 자랑스럽고 경이로운 한민족의 얼을 우리의 후손들에게 계승 발전시키는 일이라 하겠습니다. 운동도 하실 겸 저를 한번 좀 따라 해주십시오. 잊지 말자! 네, 요건 연습입니다. 잊지 말자! 경이로운 대한민국! 지키자! 경이로운 대한민국! 계승하자! 경이로운 한민족의 얼! 감사합니다.
네, 교수님께 뜨거운 박수를 받으시기 바라겠습니다.
Please give a warm welcome to Scott Stringer, Comptroller of the City of New York.
Hey, Mayor, they now have the seats for short people like me, so I didn't see it, but first of all, I want to thank Sungbin, President, and Ambassador Sijo Sun, and all of you who are here to celebrate the 54th anniversary of CAGNY, which is just an amazing organization that is recognized not just in New York City, but really around the United States. And let's give a big round of applause. I wanted to introduce myself. I've now been controller of the City of New York for 14 days. And I thought, 14 days, and I want you to know, the money's in the bank. Okay, everything's in good shape. I came here tonight because John Lou was getting a little nervous, so I know he's here. I know he's here, and I just wanted to come by and say to all the honorees, the award you get tonight is a reflection of your tremendous contribution, not just to the Korean community that now is 500,000 in New York City, but it's a contribution to New York City as a whole. We're a city that speaks 170 different languages from 200 countries, and we really are a model UN, and we should be proud of our diversity. And that's why we work every day to make sure that wherever you come from, when you get to New York, your family has a right to make it here and have the full resources of the city. And one of the people who you're honoring tonight is the Person of the Year, somebody who I must tell you was so gracious, was so concerned, worked with me to make sure that I would be a very good controller. And John Lou has served our city in ways that I think will be thought of for many years, and his service is really just getting started. And I wanted to come here and thank him for making my job a whole lot easier. Now, John Lou left me a private note that only controllers will see. But he actually left me some money. And for a minute, I thought he was serious. It was $1 million bill, which I invested immediately, okay? But seriously, folks, I just hope we can get to know each other. I've worked with Cagney for many years, and I know as we go forward, we'll be partners in the economic future facing the city. But tonight, to all the honorees, congratulations, and to Controller John Lou, job well done. I'm doing my best, man. Thank you all very much.
네, 이어서 역대 뉴욕 한인 회장님들을 소개해드리겠습니다.
Please give them a warm round of applause.
Is Korean, and President of World Bank Federation is Korean, and Ivy League College President is Korean. Their success has become our now amazing Korean immigrant history. I'm so proud of them, and my wish is to build a Korean immigrant history museum in order to preserve our history and to pass on this precious cultural heritage to the next generation. I would like to toast to our first generation immigrants. Cheers.
네, 옆에 회장님 그리고 회장님들 그리고 우리 승계장님 김인선 이사장님 모든 케이크 같은 지역 한인 동포사회가 될 수 있는 진심으로 기원합니다.
As we celebrate American Korea and the 50th
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. 제가 이 자리에 선 지 한 10여 년 되는 것 같습니다. 정확하게 12년 전에 여기서 축사를 하고 여러분들과 인사를 드린 적이 있습니다. 오늘은 54주년 뉴욕 한인의 밤과 미주 한인의 날을 여러분과 함께 축하하려고 왔습니다. 그리고 또 올해의 한인상을 받으시는 여러분들 한 분 한 분께 또 축하를 드립니다. 좀 더 우리 뉴욕 한인사회를 위한 봉사 정신에 참여해 주시고 거기에 대한 감사를 역대 회장으로서 깊은 감사의 말씀을 올립니다. 저는 매년 10월 초만 되면 우리 맨하탄 브로드웨이를 코리안의 물결로 수놓는 코리안 퍼레이드를 봅니다. 한인회의 코리안 퍼레이드를 볼 때마다 정말 우리 한인이 세계의 중심 도시 뉴욕의 건재함을 새삼 느끼며 잠시 한인으로서의 자부심을 갖게 됩니다. 아까도 우리 TV에서 많이 보셨지만 정말 세상에 알려지지 않은 조그만 반쪽 나라 코리아가 이젠 리틀 자이언트 코리아로 세계 10위권 안에 들어갔습니다. 그와 마찬가지로 우리 뉴욕의 50만 한인 동포들도 실은 많은 발전을 했습니다. 우리 한인 역사가 111년째 되는 날입니다. 사탕수수로 오는 것과 합쳐서 참 어려운 데 왔지만 실제적으로 우리 뉴욕의 이민 온 분들은 약 한 60여 년 내외로 알고 있습니다. 학생으로도 오고 비즈니스로 오고 참 어렵게 왔었는데 이제 세계의 중심 도시 뉴욕에서 그 많은 어려움을 딛고 이제는 뉴욕의 약 270만 소수 민족 중에서 상위권에 가까이 접근하고 있습니다. 그건 여러분들이 다 알고 계시고 물론 초기에 어려웠던 한인들만의 독특한 언어와 문화적 갈등 그리고 인종적 편견 등으로 어려움을 잘 이겨낸 결과일 것입니다. 그리고 이제 우리의 자랑스러운 2세, 3세들도 미주류 사회에 진입하고 있으며 눈부신 발전을 거듭하고 있습니다. 우리 힘들게 교육시킨 정말 잘 교육받은 그들은 모든 세계인들의 선망 지역인 맨하탄을 차츰차츰 잠식하고 있습니다. 가능한 우리는 그들의 미래지향적 발전을 도와줘야 할 것입니다. 실제로 우리 젊은 한인들이 맨하탄을 벗어나는 것은 마치 미주류 사회에서 벗어나는 듯 느끼고 있다고 합니다. 우리 모두 힘을 합쳐서 그들의 미주류 사회 진출을 도와줘야 할 것입니다. 그리고 오늘 이 자리에 정말 귀한 손님들이 온 것으로 알고 있습니다. 약 한 200명 입양아 손님들이 그리고 가족들이 함께 모였다고 제가 들었습니다. 제가 잠깐 제 개인적인 이야기를 하겠습니다. 어차피 저는 마지막 연설자 같은데 조금만 한마디만 하고 끝내겠습니다. 저는 어릴 때 제가 한 3살, 4살 정도 되던 시절에 우리 집안에서는 큰 비즈니스를 했었는데 그 시기에 비즈니스가 좀 안 됐었던 것 같습니다. 그래서 어느 날 하루 저녁에 마음에 잠결에 들으니까 부모님들이 두런두런한 이야기를 들었습니다. 우리 저 아이가 몸이 불편하기 때문에 아마 우리 비즈니스의 어떤 배덕이 아닌가. 옛날엔 그런 게 있었지 않습니까? 그래서 어디 절에 보내는 게 어떻겠냐 이런 이야기를 듣고 깜짝 놀랐어요. 잠자는 척 했지만 근데 다행히 절에는 안 가고 외할머니 집 강원도로 보내져서 거기서 지나온 시절이 있습니다. 물론 어려울 때 그 시절을 여러분들은 똑같이 기억하고 계시지만 저는 지금 생각하면 그 시절이 오히려 저 자신을 강하게 만든 그런 시절이 아니었는가. 바닷가에서 외할머니가 부모인 줄 알고 살아왔던 그 짧은 시절이 저에게는 큰 힘이 되었고 이 사회에 어떤 도움이 될 수 있는 이런 일도 할 수 있는 이런 능력이 그 짧은 시간에 이루어지지 않았는가 이런 생각을 합니다. 오늘 여기 입양아 여러분들이 미국 부모분들과 같이 와 계신데 저는 그분들께 우리 한인으로서 물론 부모님이 미국 사람이지만 한인으로서 자부심을 갖고 정말 우리 한인의 한 일원으로 큰 발전을 이루기를 바라고요. 또한 훌륭한 미국인이 되어서 한인 동포들과 함께하는 자랑스러운 코리안 아메리칸이 되기를 기대합니다. 감사합니다.
He spoke of how proud he was of the Korean parade in October that we have every year. Walking down Fifth Avenue, he says, it shows how much accomplished Koreans have become. Thank you very much, Andrew Kim. The Consulate General of the Republic of Korea in New York. He will deliver a congratulatory speech from the President of Korea, Kun Hye Park.
뉴욕 공보 여러분 반갑습니다. 박근혜 대통령 축사는 제가 이 오른쪽 카키스에는 이제 국문본이 들어있고 이 왼쪽 카키스에는 영문본이 들어있습니다. 오늘 특별히 어렸을 때 입양되신 분들과 그 부모님들이 오셨기 때문에 제가 영문본으로 읽겠습니다. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to begin by reading the congratulatory message from Korean President Park Geun-hye to you, which is as follows. My sincere congratulations to you on the occasion of the 9th Korean American Day. As we welcome this new year of what is known as the Year of the Blue Horse, I wish you, all Korean Americans, thriving vibrancy and great happiness in your families. The Korean American community began with the immigration of 102 Koreans at the beginning of the previous century. Now, the community has grown to 2 million who contribute to the mutual development of the United States and Korea. In the course of 2 or 3 generations, Korean Americans have vibrantly made headways into the mainstream American society. At the same time, they are becoming a model community for all overseas Koreans around the world, greatly contributing to the advancement of their home country, Korea. When I visited the United States last year, many Americans have shared with me their accolades for the Korean American community for their excellence and contributions made to America. As such, the Korean American Day is particularly meaningful because it is a commemorative day which the U.S. Congress in 2005 has designated to acknowledge the community's standing and contributions to the American society. I hope that you, as Korean Americans, will continue to serve as a strong bridge to foster a closer cooperation between Korea and the United States and to facilitate a future of common prosperity. In this new year of 2014, I wish the Korean American community a more harmonious and prosperous year. President Park Geun-hye, Republic of Korea. Now, I would like to extend my own congratulations to you in commemoration of the 54th Korean Night Gala and Korean American Day celebration. Please allow me to take this opportunity to express my special thanks to over 200 Korean adoptees and their parents for attending. It is very meaningful that you are here to celebrate this day together. Also, I would like to thank Ambassador Cho Woo-hyung, the president of Overseas Korean Foundation, and Korean National Assemblyman Chung Chung-nae, who came all the way from Korea. I thank the former controller, John Yu, and the new controller, Scott Stringer, and also City Councilman Peter Wu, and also the City Councilman Paul Bellon as well. They are all strong supporters for the Korean American community. Thank you so much. The theme of this evening is amazing Korea that we have just watched it. The country's remarkable achievement for the past decades was made possible by the alliance between Korea and the United States forged after the war. And we also owe our lasting ties to the Korean American community. In this context, I do hope that the Korean American Association of Greater New York, under the capable leadership of the President Min Seung-gi, will continue to help enhance the development of the Korean American community as well as our bilateral relations. Thank you very much.
제54년 뉴욕 한해반 및 미주 한해날 행사를 받아서 특별히 재외동포재단 조기영 이사장님이 참석해 주셨습니다. 조기영 이사장님 단상으로 나와주시기 바랍니다.
네, 여러분 안녕하십니까. 반갑습니다. 재외동포재단 이사장 조기영입니다. 네, 존경하는 민승기 뉴욕 한인회장님, 그리고 한인의 임원 여러분, 그리고 뉴욕 지역 한인 단체 회장님들, 그리고 멀리서 오신 존경하는 정창래 의원님, 그리고 입양인 여러분, 또 뉴욕 지역의 동포 여러분, 제54주년 뉴욕 한인의 밤 및 미주 한인의 날 기념식 개최를 진심으로 축하드립니다. 올해로 창립 54주년을 만든 뉴욕 한인회는 제2 동포사회 화합은 물론 미 주리사의 한국의 우수한 문화를 소개하고 여타 민족 커뮤니티와의 교류, 차세대들의 주리사회 진출 지원 등 동포사회의 발전과 공익 신장에 크게 기여해 왔습니다. 뉴욕 한인회가 마련한 뉴욕 한인회 밤과 미주 한인회 날 기념식은 뉴욕 동포사회가 모범적으로 미주사회에 정착한 110년에 걸친 미 이민 역사를 기리고 차세대 동포의 정체성을 성장시키는 축제의 자리로 자리매김하였습니다. 나아가 미국 현지인들과의 이해를 높이는 한마당이자 동포사회의 도약과 전진을 촉진하는 계기가 되고 있습니다. 특히 올해는 미주 입양인과 가족들을 초청함으로써 한민족의 정을 함께 나누고 민족 정체성을 일깨워주는 소중한 기회를 마련한 것을 높이 평가하고 자랑스럽게 여깁니다. 한미 양국 관계가 더욱 긴밀해지고 동포사회가 비약적으로 발전하기까지는 여러분들의 한미 양국을 위한 애정어린 헌신에 큰 기여를 했다고 생각합니다. 이제 각 방면에서 더 크게 성장한 동포사회의 조력을 바탕으로 건실하고 고해적인 한미 양국의 동반자적 관계가 더욱 발전하기를 기대합니다. 제54주년 뉴욕 한인의 밤 및 미주 한인의 날을 맞이하여 자랑스러운 한인으로서의 자부심과 긍지를 가지고 한인사회 발전과 공익 신장을 위해 더욱 힘을 모아주시기를 당부드리는 바입니다. 우리 재외동포재단은 동포사회 발전과 한미관계 증진을 위한 재미동포사회의 다양한 활동에 대하여 지속적인 성원과 아낌없는 협력으로 여러분들과 함께하고자 합니다. 끝으로 이번 행사를 준비하신 민승기 한인회장님을 비롯한 관계자 여러분들의 노고에 감사드리고 재외동포사회의 무궁한 발전을 기원드립니다. 감사합니다.
네, 조기영 이사장님 감사드립니다. 네, 바로 있습니다. 정청래 국회의원님 앞으로 나와주시기 바라겠습니다.
Next week.
네, 동포 여러분 안녕하십니까. 대한민국 국회의원 정청래입니다. 인사드리겠습니다. 제가 2006년도인가요? 뉴욕 한인축제, 한인의 날 예산이 없다고 해서 예산을 한번 제가 해드린 적이 있습니다. 진짜입니다. 자, 말씀드리고 내려가도록 하겠습니다. 식민지 때는 독립운동을 한 사람들이 애국자요. 전쟁 때는 총칼 들고 나라를 지켰던 사람들이 애국자라면 50년대, 60년대 서독에 간 간호사, 광부, 그리고 리비아, 사우디아라비아에 갔던 건설 노동자들, 그리고 월남에 가서 경부고속도로를 깔기 위해서 생명을 내걸고 싸웠던 우리의 군인들, 그리고 민주화운동을 했던 사람들, 이 애국자라면 이제 21세기 대한민국의 애국자는 한류 산업을 일으키고 있는 싸이를 비롯한 문화예술인과 그리고 이곳 뉴욕에서, 미주에서, 세계 각국에서 대한민국의 국가 브랜드를 높이기 위한 노력들을 해주시는 동포사회가 아닌가 이렇게 생각합니다. 한번 외국하기도 어려운데 서독에 갔던 간호사 간부들, 그리고 월남에 파병했던 우리의 선배 군인들, 이런 분들은, 여기 계신 분들은 2번 외국하시는 겁니다. 그분들께 특별히 다시 한번 박수를 보내주시기 바랍니다. 대한민국 국회의원으로서 대한민국의 긍지를 눈에 띄고 있고 대한민국의 이름을 세계 만방에 떨치고 있는 우리 동포 여러분들 모두 다 애국자들이십니다. 애국자 여러분, 새해 복 많이 받으십시오. 고맙습니다.
자리를 너무나도 오고 싶었지만 참석하지 못하신 저희 연방은 스티븐 이스라엘님의 동영상이 있겠습니다.
Congress member and chair of the Democratic Congressional Campaign.
But I did want to express my very best wishes as you celebrate. The Korean American Association of Greater New York does incredible work for New York's Korean American community, and I commend you all for what you do. Under the direction of CAGNY President Min, your organization has made great strides. I also want to recognize your very special guest, Chef Kristen Kish, who is joining you tonight. Kristen, if you ever need a taste tester, I'm offering my services.
Stand up.
Tonight, as we celebrate the 54th annual Korean American Day, I want to stress how honored I am to represent so many Korean Americans. CAGNY's support for the Korean American community in New York is just critical, and I want to assure you that I will always advocate for you as well. The relationship between the United States and Korea is one that I consider critical to both our countries. To this end, I was honored to welcome the Korean ambassador to Washington, D.C. on Long Island just last month. And I was proud to convince the Speaker of the House to invite President Park to address a joint session of Congress last May, and also honored to have personally escorted the President into the House chamber for her speech. In the coming year, I wish you only continued success, and I look forward to working with you to further strengthen the relationship between the United States and Korea. Good evening.
Next we have Councilman Paul Malone.
With the Korean community's help, you voted me your next New York City Council member. So thank you very much to the Korean community. That's right, don't forget, fighting. Last week at my inauguration, it was an honor to have our President Sung Min speak in front of all of the citywide officials that came to swear us in with me and my family and my son Charlie, who gave that speech. So you got to see the uniting of our district and how important the Korean community is to me and my family. So I brought citations from the City Council, and I see Peter Koo. You want to come up, and John Wu, one of our fellow council members. Come on up, my friends. I want to give this citation from the City of New York to our President and to the CAGNY itself. It's
뭐 회장님 이쪽으로 쭉 회장님 회장님.
Thank you, everyone.
Peter Koo, while you're up there, could you say
No, I don't want to prolong this speech, so I want to wish everyone a prosperous and a happy and marvelous new year. The year of the horse. Thank you.
thank you very much.
자, 다음은 얼마 전까지 뉴욕시 감사원장을 지내신 분이죠. 잔유 뉴욕시 감사원장을 초대하겠습니다.
Next we have John.
Every year, Cagney has this incredible party that celebrates the true strength of what I think New York City and America is all about. And that is people who come here from all over the world, and especially a community that has been very special to me personally, growing up here in Flushing my whole life. I'm an immigrant, although I cannot claim to have been born in Korea. I was born in Taiwan, or made in Taiwan, as they say. But the Korean community has always been a very important part of my life, from when I was going to school right here in Flushing to when I was elected to the city council 12 years ago, serving there for 8 years, and then, of course, with your support, becoming elected New York City Comptroller. It has been an amazing experience, and it is far beyond anything I imagined would happen in my lifetime. Growing up here as an immigrant, never thinking that I, or even someone like me, could ever get elected to anything, let alone New York City Comptroller, and with your strong support, be a candidate for mayor of New York last year. So I'm here simply to say that, look, you get to be comptroller for a few years, but you get to be former comptroller for the rest of your life. And I'm enjoying this new title that I have for the last 13 days. I want to thank Hanimway for everything they do, including 10 years ago when I had the privilege to work along with New York Hanimway and the National Committee for the Centennial to formally recognize 100 years of Korean community immigration to the United States back in 2004. And of course, I can't believe 10 years have gone by. But it really reminds us that we have made a great deal of progress. And as much progress as we make, you never forget what our chairwoman Kim said. Don't forget the first generation. The first generation busted their guts to ensure that their families would be fed and clothed and sheltered. The American dream is certainly a great thing, but the American dream is a lot easier before you actually get here. Once you get here, you realize how difficult, what a struggle you have to go through just to make sure that your family is clothed, fed, and sheltered. And so we always give honor to the first generation of immigrants who came here so that they could lay the path for the rest of us to follow. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you especially to our illustrious president, Mr. Min, Sung-Ki Min. And I want to say, though I'm no longer in office, I'm certainly going to be very much involved in whatever assistance that you need, Mr. Min. You have my number. Thank you so much, everybody.
63년 13살 때 부모와 함께 이민을 와서 34세에 바이러스 감염으로 심장병 판정을 받았어요. 두 번의 심장 이식을 통해서 극적으로 살아나신 분입니다. 현재 필라델피아와 뉴저지 등 4개 지역에서 티머스 하센 어소시에이라는 주차 빌딩 전문회사를 운영하고 있고요. 미국 건축학 연구센터 이사로 버락 오바마 대통령에게 건축 현장의 영방 안전 수칙 제정과 건축물 개발 관련 과학시설 현황을 보고하고 자문하고 계신 분입니다.
For our keynote speaker, I would like to introduce Mr. Timothy Haas. In 2010, he presented traffic and parking. 2011, he was named ASCE's Philadelphia Engineer of the Year. And he has also been nominated by President Obama to key administration posts as a member of the National Institute of Building Sciences Board of Directors. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Timothy Haas.
Thank you so very much. Mr. President, Madam Chairperson, it's just an honor for me to be here to share this very special evening celebrating 100 Korean immigration history. It's a special privilege. But before I do that, I want to make sure you're all Korean Americans. Why did people start to fight when grandmother left the room? Because there was no harmony. I Okay, so there are more Korean Americans back there than in the front. The other day I was approaching an escalator. I was following two ladies in front of me talking. One lady said, "This escalator is broken again." And the other lady replied, "Escalators do not break down. They just turn into stairs." That's what our parents and our great-parents did for the last 100 years. They laid stairs for us. They turned what was broken into stairways to future and opportunities and renewed hope. They took the discouragements, rejections, and turned that into hope. And as they held hands so closely together, seeking and thanking Almighty God, the creator of heavens and earth. Someone asked me, how do you become successful? How do you make American dreams to come true? Well, I said to them, carry 1,000 pounds of steel in your back. Then you will find a way to get there. This person was puzzled. In 1518, Captain Hernando Cortez, who was born in Spain, was appointed as explorer and conqueror to Mexico. At that time, Mexico was under the empire, Aztec Empire. He sailed from Cuba to a peninsula near Mexico with only 11 ships, 500 soldiers, 100 sailors, and only 11 horses. The rule of engagement was simple: to conquer Mexico at whatever cost, no matter how long. When he landed in this peninsula, Captain Cortez informed his troops to burn the boats. He informed them to burn all the boats, torch the boats. And he added, when we're going to go back home, we're going to go back home using their own boats, enemy's boats. The soldiers were in fear for their lives. Smiles and joy left them. But an amazing thing happened to Captain Cortez and their soldiers. They fought really well and really hard. 3 years later, they defeated Aztec Empire and built Mexico City in its place. 1,000 pounds of steel, the burden and the fears helped them to survive. It helped them to be creative, clever, and they won the war by first becoming friends with the locals, making them their allies. Their boats were burned, their hearts were deeply saddened, the escalator was broken, but they turned it into stairs of hope, a new beginning. We have had lots of challenges and burdens in our lives. It may have been rejections, failures, feeling of inadequacy, broken relationship, lack of finance, lack of smarts, born into broken family, dysfunctional family, or even sickness. Yes, we all carry 1,000 pounds of hardships and burdens and challenges on our back. But my message to you is to carry it, not to dump it, because those challenges are our stairs to new beginning. Those challenges will give us a new meaning, a new vision, a new mission, a new purpose that are far greater than self. I had my shares of burdens and challenges. For one, I grew up in a leprosy colony in Korea for 13 years when my father was pastor, serving and caring for lepers. There, I was ridiculed and mocked and called names as if I was a leper. They threw rocks at me to keep me away from them. Upon coming to the United States in the late 1960s, things were normal, other than typical bullying the young boys go through. After the college, I started to work for engineering and architectural design firm. Things went very well. Moved down in the corporate ladder very quickly. Becoming principal at age 29 in one of the largest engineering and architectural design firm in the United States. I thought I was running high. I thought I made it. I thought the life would be all but cruise from this point on. But yet, one day, while I was driving New Jersey Turnpike, doing 75 miles an hour, I collapsed. I passed out. When I regained my conscious, my car was standing smack in the middle of the highway. I was shaking. I managed to go to the hospital. The doctor told me, Mr. Haas, you have a serious problem. The only way for you to live is to have a heart transplant. Those words cut me like a knife. Instantly, I felt 1,000 pounds of steel in my back. I felt every pound of it, if not more. It was a weight that I could not bear to handle. I saw my life being destroyed right before my eyes. I waited in the hospital for 6 months for a donor. During this time, I lost everything. I was 32 years old. I lost my salary, bonus, BMW that I was driving, lots of rental properties that I had already acquired at that age. I reached my insurance limit of $1 million. Hospital released me with nothing. I had to figure out a way to finance my medicine, which cost me $1,500 a month. Because my insurance was reached, after the surgery, they invoiced me $450,000. As if $1 million was not enough. I became a beggar. I drove my old beat-up car, driving around different homes of heart transplant recipients, collecting leftover medicine because I couldn't afford $1,500 a month. My kids have sneakers with holes in it. We couldn't afford to buy them sneakers. But I was determined not to give in to my weight on my shoulder. Then I was remembered in the scripture, you are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. Some people ask me how I live with it. How do you live with the fact that you may die sooner than normal people? How do you live with that 1,000 pound of concern on your back? During 6 months in the hospital, I cried out, prayed to God to heal my heart. But one day, my prayer began to change. It changed from God heal my heart to heal me. As I was reflecting on the scripture, oh God, renew a right spirit within me. If I get a new heart, but if I become same person that I was before, my family and I and the community would have gained nothing. But if I have become a new person, everyone would have gained. In the hospital, instead of focusing on the burden and the weight that I'm about to carry, I began to ask what I would do if I were to live again or have a second chance in life. One day I picked up a local newspaper in the hospital. It says that the local newspaper says that one of the soup and kitchen place in my area was going to close down due to lack of funding. I looked at my wife, who came to visit me, and said, "This is what I want to do. I want to live for others. Before I lived for myself, my career, my money, my success, my promotion. But now I want to live to help people. I want to live to give, like my father did, who spent 13 years of his life giving and caring for less fortunate people, the lepers." My wife would read. My heart transplant surgery, the burden and the setbacks began to give a life a new meaning, a new mission, a new purpose. What was broken was beginning to turn into stayers. My girls who used to come and visit me during that period of time, they were young. So let me read some of email exchange that I've had with my young girls who were at that time 5, 6, 7 years old. "Dad, I miss you. I wish you could come home. I love you so much. Hope you get better. Dad, guess what? I got my tooth pulled out today. I am so happy." Starting now, I will write